Hello followers on Sunny channel, welcome back to another video. Today's video is a little bit different. Today we're doing a video on how well our 2023 C8 Z51 hardtop convertible Corvette holds up to today in the year 2025. We'll be seeing how practical it is in 2025. How does it still get the attention it gets? Is it still relevant? And we'll walk you through the vehicle and compare and contrast the differences between the 2023 version and the updated C8 Corvette versions in the 2025 as well. But before we do any of that, let's hear the cold engine startup on the 6.2 naturally aspirated V8 by Corvette. Hopefully it's a little bit quieter in here. As you can see, when we start walking the Corvette, it greets us by showing us a Z51 Corvette. But let's actually start the Corvette. What we just did was a remote engine start. So the Corvette would turn off in about 10 minutes just to preheat the car and warm it up as well. So we hit the brake and turn the engine on. As you can see, this is the full experience here. The steering wheel comes to you, seat memorization is working. So yes, and you see your time, the degree outside, and what's most important is the temperature of the engine. You don't want to start the Corvette and just drive off with it, because as you know, this is a performance car, so you need to let it warm up slowly so that the oil gets to the right temperature without, you know, creating any problems inside the engine. So we'll take this car on a drive, take it around, and I'll show you what it's like to drive a 2023 C8 Z51 Corvette in the year 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, driving a C8 Corvette does not feel like any other Corvette or any other sports car, because the reason being is that if you look on the interior, it looks spectacular. It looks like it is a spaceship, because the reason I say that is you actually have controls up on the near the roof here as if you're in a cockpit, right? And the design is literally as if you're in a cockpit of a plane. You feel like you're flying a Boeing 747 because the power you get from this V8 is unmatched, because it's a Corvette and it rides so smooth, right? And the best part of driving a Corvette is the respect behind this vehicle. People will not only give you good stares with this Corvette, but they'll also give you a thumbs up because how nice the vehicle is, right? And the way you design your own Corvette, the way you configure it at the dealership, will truly make your Corvette unique, because every Corvette owner has their own uniqueness on how they want their Corvette to be. For this one, the outside is torch red, and the inside has the like a two-tone black and red scheme, which is matching the exterior of the car. And more about this Corvette, if you look on the gauge cluster, you can see in green it says V4. What does that mean? Like some V8s, this Corvette has a feature to where if you're not using a lot of power or a lot of gas, it will switch to only 4 cylinders of the 8 cylinders in this V8. So as you can see now, it switched back to white and it says V8, so that means we're using all 8 cylinders in this Corvette, right? And you can see and you can hear how quiet the cabin is. There's no droning in this Corvette, even without the stock exhaust. The amazing part about this Corvette is how well it handles and the different modes you can go through, which I will show you in a little bit. So the whole ride up until now, we have been driving in touring mode. So let me explain touring mode just a little bit. Touring mode is the mode you want to go into when you start your Corvette up, or you want to drive in like this kind of area, suburban area, like a residential kind of area. The exhaust isn't too loud, but it drives like a regular sports car, right? So it's perfect because you're not wasting a lot of gas to get somewhere. You know, you have enough to get where you need to. And let me switch to the next mode. And how you switch modes, if you see this right here, it says mode. There's a scroll here, you scroll to the left or you scroll to the right, which you can change modes. My mode, if you see on the infotainment screen, it's just a mode where you can make it yourself, make it how you want it to be. So you can change the stiffness of the suspension, stiffness of the steering wheel, the exhaust sounds, and the PTM. Right? So my mode is very similar to the touring mode. As you can see in the bottom, it just says my mode. So let's switch to the next mode. So next mode, you have sport mode. As you can see, the gauge cluster is more sporty. It has the red accents, it shows you the G-force, the oil temperature, right? And it makes the RPM centered for you, so you know when to shift and stuff. And in this mode, you're most likely gonna stay in V8 mode because it's expecting you to want to accelerate fast, drive a little bit faster than your normal mode as to touring, right? And one thing I'd like to mention is that sport mode is in between touring and track mode. It's just perfect for individuals who want to hear the exhaust but don't want the sensitive gas pedal. So it's perfect for those who just want in between. And you also have aluminum paddle shifters here, which make the feeling so much better. It feels more premium than it already is. And the steering wheel, if you press this button right here, you see the light is on, that means your steering wheel will be heated. And one mode I like to show you is Z mode. Z mode is very similar to sport mode and my mode. So you can change it, right? It shows you the PTM inactive, right? Engine sound, you can die down. Does it die down? Let's see. So it dies down just a little bit. And the steering and suspension, engine shift, brake feel is all maxed out. So let's see how we can make track. Right? Which is great for this car because you can drive it the way you want to drive it. It feels very customized to you as a Corvette owner. And this car is just amazing because, you know, it's affordable for those. It's really affordable, and the money that you get from it, or sorry, the money you put into this car comes back the same way. Oh, luckily that wasn't us. You know, us Corvette owners, we don't... Oh, see? Wow! I like that sound. It sounds like track mode. So the best thing about this Corvette is the fact that you can change different modes and change how they perform. You can be in sport mode but have the sound of track mode, which is just fantastic, which is something I just figured out just now. So when you drive a Corvette, you learn a lot about it. You learn to love the Corvette because it's just an amazing car. Let's hear a little bit of downshifts. Wow, amazing. This car is absolutely amazing because just look on the interior. Climate control changes here. Your gear selectors are down here. You can check the front camera, your traction control. You can lift the front. So this car has memory lift. So when you see a bump, you press this button and the Corvette will save it to your memory. And it also has magnetic ride for a smoother ride. those burbos just sound so well, sound so good. It makes me feel like I'm on a track, even though I'm just in a regular road, not even breaking the law or anything, going the speed limit, even under the speed limit. It sounds fantastic. And we're here to get some gas. But before I do so, let me explain the gas mileage on this kind of car. So this is a C8 Z51, right? This is the performance package. So about the miles per gallon you get this on this car, it varies on how you drive and how you treat the car. So I want to say the minimum you can get is around 10 to 12 miles per gallon, and the highest you can get is around like about 20. See, on the fuel economy here, it's a 16.7 miles per gallon, and 20 might be an overkill. But Corvette owners, let me know, does your C8 Corvette, what is the miles per gallon on your C8 Corvette? Because everyone drives differently, so it varies from each owner, right? So let's get some gas. So the C8 Corvette takes high octane gas, which is 93, right? And there's no lock on the gas cap, which is a little bit concerning, but let's see. I like to put my hand here so it doesn't scratch the paint. That shouldn't take too much. And I'd like to mention that this car actually has a tax on it. I just call it the gas guzzler tax, which is not necessarily surprising because this is a V8, a 6.2 liter V8 naturally aspirated Corvette, so it definitely uses a lot of gas. Let's see. We'll just put some 20 in. And to put it in track mode, you take the scroll here, the mode here, and turn it to the right. So now you have sport mode. Turn it right to again. Now you have track mode. So the car sounds amazing. And again, I'm not breaking any laws. I'm only doing 20 miles per hour and it sounds amazing, right? And here we're in the back roads. So this is just great for the Corvette, especially in touring mode. Driving these areas really does test the Corvette out because, you know, the G-force on the back roads is crazy because going up and down, turning the corners really shows how well the Corvette can handle, right? So doing this in a video is just great for you guys as a viewer because you guys can understand how well the Corvette can perform in these type of areas. And one feature you can do under 30 miles per hour is put the roof down, or up at least.
Turn left, then turn right.
And ladies and gentlemen, you saw what the C8 Corvette can do on the back roads. You see how well it performed, how well it drives, the different modes it was in. But let's get out of the vehicle and let's show you the other amazing parts about the vehicle. And as soon as we exit, the car will go back to its all the way back so you can exit out of the vehicle as you please. One thing I'd like to mention is in here, if you can see down here, this SD card, that is for your track. So when you're on the track, you can record it. There's a mode for that. And you see here, the seats here are heated, ventilated. You have a compartment here. This is GM's navigation chip. And here is Corvette's waterfall. You put your phone here and it charges it, and it will connect to wireless Apple CarPlay for you. But now let's get out the car and let's show you more. So this is a 6.2 naturally aspirated V8 Corvette. This is the Z51 hardtop convertible Corvette. This is the 2023 year model. So comparing it to 2025 generations, it's still up to date. It's still very good. But let's show you more about this Corvette. Let me show you one thing that the most Corvette owners want to see is the back. So if you see up here, there's a button here. You press the button. As you can see, the trunk lifts open. But the way to do this, you can't go overhead, right? So you have to go underhand. One hand grabs it, and boom. And when we look at that, we have a full golf club in the back of a mid-engine C8 Corvette. So if you want to go golfing, you want to show off to a golf course, bring this car. This is the car to bring because it allows you to bring a full-size golf club bag and your golf clubs in here, right? So the way we close this, and you can even see the engine back there. So the way we close this, we put it down, and this is not a double clutch. You press it down once, there you go. So overall, the C8 Corvette is still an amazing and immaculate car. Just look how beautiful the car is. It is purely amazing and purely spectacular. It is a true form of engineering of Corvette. The chief engineer, Tage Jector, really outdid himself because he has developed numerous Corvettes from the C6, C7, and he has really understood the Corvette tradition and how Corvette should perform. And one thing I'd like to show you is that if you see here, for those who know, this is Zora Duntov, the best or the main contributor to Corvette's success in the industry. People dislike the fact that the C8 Corvette is now mid-engine rather than front. But what most don't realize is that Corvette always wanted to do a mid-engine Corvette. Actually, if you go to the National Corvette Museum in Kentucky, Bowling Green, Kentucky, you will see the first mid-engine Corvette that GM has ever made. And no, it was not the Z51 C8 Corvette. It was not the C8 generation, no. But way before the C8, Corvette and GM had designed a mid-engine Corvette. But the problem is, production couldn't happen due to some restrictions and conflicts. But Corvette always wanted to make a mid-engine Corvette, which is something people do not realize at all. People say making it, excuse the wind, but people said making this a mid-engine Corvette would just ruin Corvette's tradition and reputation because that's not what a Corvette is. But, you know, opinion speaking, you may, I don't say you're wrong, but Corvette always wanted to make a a mid-engine Corvette. So overall, this Corvette is still very practical. And let's open the front for you guys to see. I keep my camera equipment here. I have my GoPro equipment, my merchandise, all of this, right? And you can fit a lot. It's very deep in here. So ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of the C8 Corvette? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? And how do you think it performs in 2023 in terms of practicability and all that other stuff, right? So please, leave a comment below on your opinion on our 2023 C8 Z51 Corvette. And please make sure to share this to your friends, family, for our videos to reach more people and more viewers in order for our channel to grow further as a community. And one thing I really would like to ask from our community is that please make sure to share our channel to your friends and family. Please ask them kindly to subscribe, because by subscribing you help motivate me and my follower to create more high quality videos for our community. And that's what we want for this YouTube channel, is to show the father-son bonding between this Corvette, how this Corvette can further bring a father and son into a great synergy. And that is the point of our YouTube channel, is father-son synergy, is the bonding of a father and a son on our projects, right? And in this case, our main project is our C8 Corvette, which is truly a privilege and a luxury to have, and which we are grateful for. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please subscribe. Thank you, and we'll see you again. Bye bye.